Alright, so today we're gonna be making some homemade pizza. Alright, get your tablespoon of sugar, and get a tablespoon of yeast. So get 1 3/4 cup of hot water, and then go ahead and pour it with your sugar and yeast. And then you're gonna wait around 5 minutes to let it activate. So you want to activate the yeast at the very beginning because it makes the dough better and it shows if your yeast is alive or dead. And if it doesn't bloom, that means it's dead. So you don't have to. So yeast doesn't really like salt. So you want to add, for this, you want to add a cup of flour first and then mix it in before you add your salt. So here, and then mix it up a little bit. Add your salt. So add 5 more cups of flour. And 5. Stir until it all starts to hold together. So now that you're done mixing it, you just get a little bit of flour on there, and you're gonna wanna scoop out your dough onto the flour, and then start kneading it with your hands. This is what it should look like after 3 minutes. So now you're gonna add a little bit of oil to your bowl, around like a tablespoon, like that. And throw in your dough and start mixing it around. So kind of get your dough on the sides. You're supposed to put more oil on the sides, and I kind of skip by that, but you can just run it around and it's the same thing. Get your wet towel and put it on top and let the dough rise for around an hour. So put it somewhere dark because that's what it likes. All right, let's make our sauce. So we got a 1/3 cup oil. Add it to your saucepan. 2 cloves, minced garlic. All right, so we got our spices here. We're gonna put it in with everything else. Let it brown for like 30 seconds. And then we're gonna add our sauce and then the water. Now add your water. So just gently stir it and then bring it up to a simmer, which if you don't know is a light boil. So now that it's coming to the simmer, just turn off the heat. Now that you waited a while, you can oil these pans. Spread it all around. So this is the dough now. It's doubled in size, if not a little bit more. You can divide your dough into thirds. For us, we're doing thirds, but you can do whatever for how many pans that you're doing. Doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna pinch off a little piece here. So this is around a third. This is a third. Then we got another. So we're gonna start with this piece. All right. So now we got our flour. Go ahead and sprinkle it everywhere. Have this. And then get this rolling pin. Alright, so transporting it from one side to the other. You want to do this. And then make sure it's even in the corners. while it's still folded halfway. And now you can just unfold it. It's a little stuck. But if it's getting stuck on the pan and you're worried about that, just add more flour to it. So now that you've rolled out all your pizza dough, you can go ahead and add the sauce. So I'm just gonna add it to this one because it's a traditional style. I like a lot of sauce on my pizza, so I'm gonna do 3 scoops. All right, now we're gonna add it to the other pizza. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we got our cheese. You can add other toppings too. And a key tip is if you're adding toppings, then you don't want to add too much sauce because then it cancels out 1, the flavor, and then 2, like the crust. If you have time, you can let your dough rise for another hour after you rolled it out. But because we're hungry, we're just gonna start putting it in soon. And put it in the oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit, or 450 degrees Fahrenheit, 250 degrees Celsius. Another important step is to actually turn on your oven 15 minutes before you're ready to put it in, just to get that general heat in it. So yeah, everybody's oven is a little bit different in the way it shoots out heat. So ours is really hot, which is around 450, like I said before, 400 Fahrenheit and 250 Celsius. And so it could be different for you in the timing. So we're probably gonna have ours for 12 minutes and then we'll check back in on it. So I got our pizza, it's looking good. All right, so some tech is to put the glove on there so you don't accidentally just burn your hand. Put it on like that. Looks pretty good. All right, got our slice here. Looks pretty good. I'll give this a 8.